Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's Stories of Yanko back here with another video. And today I want to do something fun, I want to do something different. I want to list my top 5 most underrated players in the NBA. My list, you feel me? You can drop your list down below. It ain't going to be better than my list, you feel me? We can fight about that. I'm standing on business, know what I mean? But, when we talk about underrated players, I'm not talking about media underrated. Oh, Derek White should be an all-star. Fuck out of here. But basically, I want to talk about real underrated players that don't get talked about enough until they pretty much bust one of y'all favorite players upside the head and they get dropped off by them. But these players here deserve way more praise and a lot more love, so hopefully y'all watch the video, like, subscribe, and stuff like that. But let's go and get into the video. All right, number 5, Benedict Mathurin of the Indiana Pacers. Now, I've been watching this guy for the last 2 seasons, and when he first came into the league, immediate impact. He's one of these guys who are not scared of the older generation of players. Like, he wasn't scared of LeBron. He wasn't scared of none of these guys, right? And he's going to attack you. He's a shooting guard. And whether Tyrese Halliburton is playing or not, like, the guy goes out there and give it all 100% every night. He can light you up from 3. He can attack the basket. He's going to play defense. And he's a big part of why the Indiana Pacers are successful. And he comes off the bench. And the guy could be starting for any other young team if we're being honest. But he's part of the team and what they're building and understanding that, you got to sacrifice in order to get somewhere. And Benedict Mathurin, I love his attitude, his approach to the game. I love his game just overall. He's athletic as hell too. And, players like him fly underneath the radar because you got different stars on the team, such as a Miles Turner, a Pascal Siakam, and of course Tyrese Halliburton. But he's a big part of what they're doing in Indiana and what they're building. You feel me? He's only a second-year player, and he has so much impact on that team. That's the reason why they're able to keep punching teams in the mouth even when Tyrese goes to the bench. Like, this guy, he's impactful. He impacts winning. And whether if we see him in the playoffs enough, like, we don't really know the rotations like that. But I think this guy, he's going to be great for years to come, whether if he stays a 6-man or what. The guy, he's going to be great in this league. So shout out to Benedict Mathurin. Number 4, Bogdan Bogdanovic of the Atlanta Hawks. Man, it's hard to pronounce these guys' names. Bogey for short, all right? Look, this is my 6th man of the year pick so far. He's averaging 17 points coming off the bench on 43% from the field. And, sure, 6 men, they're going to struggle with efficiency. But this guy here, he's the real deal. He can keep you in a game. Like, he's one of those 6 men that hold the team together and keeps his composure. Even when the starters are in a bad shooting slump or anything like that, he's going to step up and he's going to be that guy. We've seen it in the FIBA World Cup this past summer. He carried Serbia to a silver medal. Nikola Jokic wasn't there. He stepped up and he was that guy. And he's shown the ability to be a leader in tough times. And yeah, he does have some stinkers. Like, I'm not going to sit up here and lie, but that's what 6 men do. You feel me? When you have to be a spark plug off the bench and give your team scoring, you feel me? You're going to have bad shooting nights. But the fact that he's averaging 17 coming off the bench, like, those are starter numbers. Like, he can be a starter on any given team, right? But you got guys like him that are needed in the league that sacrifice their position in order to give the team an advantage. And he definitely improves the Hawks in that position. And I think that he's going to win 6th man of the year. And people don't talk about him because it's not a Bobby Portis. It's not a Malcolm Brogdon when he was on the Celtics. And this guy here, underrated, man. You got to give respect where respect is due. And, it's tough for these guys to come off the bench when they know for a fact that they could be doing different things. They could be getting a bigger bag by getting all NBA or all-star appearances. It's going to be a trend within this video, all right? We got Benedict Mathurin. We got Bogey, But on to the next one. Number 3, Jaylen Williams of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, this guy right here, he's the real deal. The real deal. And someday I think he's going to be an all-star. And, don't let this guy sneak up on you, because What he's doing right now is rare for a second-year player. Last season, he was averaging 14 points. And this season, he's averaging nearly 19 points. And he's contributing to winning on an OKC team that was super young. I think they're like the second youngest team in the NBA or something like that. And they're exceeding expectations. And he's part of that. He's exceeding expectations. This guy was a 12th overall pick last season. And sure, yeah, being a high draft pick or something like that, you're expected to do good. But the fact that he is averaging nearly 20 points on the efficiency that he's averaging on is mind-boggling. You feel me? He's shooting 44% from 3 and 54% from the field and 81% from the free throw line. And not only that, when it comes to crunch time and clutch moments and stuff like that, this kid here, he can take it over. We see SGA going into his bag and, getting a dub sometime, but J-Dub can get a dub. And the thing I like about him the most, he's one of these players that has developed a mid-range game. He gets to his spots and he pulls up. He's very strong. Like, he's built like a football player, like Lou Dort. And I don't know where these niggas are getting built from, the Lou Dort factory. But he's an underrated player because the media doesn't talk about him. I'm sure OKC and their fan base talks about him enough, but I've seen many games of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I've been very impressed by this guy. And I think that he's going to be great for years to come if he keeps trending upward, as OKC tends to do with their players. They always get better and better and better and better. He's going to be a star in this league. So shout out to J-Dub. Number 2, Alvin Shenault of the Houston Rockets. And see, what I like about this kid right here is that he's a prime example of what the NBA is trending towards. And it's of that Arvydas Sabonis, Domantas Sabonis, Nikola Jokic archetype. And he's a playmaking center. Like, he's not on the same level as Sabonis and Jokic right now, but he's still developing. He's in his 3rd season. And honestly, he should win the Most Improved Player award this year by a landslide because, he's averaging 22 points on the season, 9 and 5, and he should be averaging like way more assists. But, he's on the Houston Rockets. Like, the talent level isn't there to where, he's going to rack up a whole bunch of assists. But 5 assists for a center that's can play make, like, that's pretty good. Like, he's going to keep developing. He's not the best 3-point shooter. But, you got time for that. But it's like, to see him play is like to see a baby Jokic. But the thing is, he doesn't have the great footwork of a Jokic yet. And he's a beast in the paint. He has great touch around the rim. It doesn't matter through contact. He's very strong. That's a common trend with most of these guys that are foreign. Like, dude, he's strong. Do not let, the soft physique fool you. He is strong. And he's a nightmare for any one of your centers. Whether it be Nick Claxton, Anthony Davis, definitely Chet Holmgren. Like, come on now. But basically, he's a nightmare. And I think that he's in good hands with Ime Udoka. And I just hope that he keeps trending forward and forward and forward. He's the best player on the Houston Rockets. Like, he's very fun and exciting to watch because his game is very fundamental. Like, he's not the most athletic guy in the world, but he will tear your ass up. Like, I'm just keeping it real. Like, he will destroy your favorite center and have you look up his stats and all this other stuff. Like, this guy's not this nice. Yes, he is. And shout out to him. I think he's the 2nd most underrated player in the league. And once again, I think he should win Most Improved Player because he is the most improved player by a landslide. And shout out to Alvin Shenault. All right, number 1. Who do I think is the most underrated player in the entire NBA? That being Desmond Bane of the Memphis Grizzlies. Yes, I know he is hurt right now, but that doesn't change the fact that he is the most underrated player in the league. Because what he has been doing this season has been remarkable. The fact that he's been able to develop his game every single season and constantly get better. And that's not me just saying that. Like, every single season, he comes in with something different to his bag. Like, when he came into the league, he was a shooter. He was a damn good 3-point shooter. But now he's a shot creator. And now he's a ball handler. Like, he can get you a double-digit assist game. No problem. While still lighting you up from 3 and getting to the cup. Like, this guy was carrying Memphis and trying to get them wins And, unfortunately, you have injuries to Steven Adams, John Morant, Brandon Clark, and then you got your center, well, your power forward playing center who can't stay out of foul trouble. And pretty much just your entire team is just going through it, right? But he put the team on his back. He got him a couple of wins before he went down with injury, and he should be back hopefully. But pretty much Desmond Bane has been amazing. He's gotten better every single season. He's averaging 24 points on the year. And dude, a lot of people don't talk about him. Like, he is what motherfuckers think Austin Reeves was. It's clear that Austin Reeves ain't no motherfucking all-star. You feel me? But you can make a case that Desmond Bane could have been an all-star, if his team was doing better or something like that. And I made this statement, I want to say like a year and a half ago, that Desmond Bane was a lot closer to John Morant than people wanted to believe. And people was like, bro, you're tripping, all this other stuff. And now you look at his game now, like the way he navigates the screen, how fast he is. This thing is fast. And the way that he's able to shoot the three. Desmond Bane is a 3-level scorer. He's dynamic as hell. And not only that, this season, he's a better defensive player. The nigga has the shortest wingspan in the league, but, you feel me? He's stepped it up on defense, and he's a good playmaker. Like, this guy can do everything on the court. Everything on the court. And it's like, I'm just amazed at the fact that he's become this type of player. Memphis drafted them someone really good, and, he deserves the big contract that he got. I'm happy that he got his bag, and I wish the media talked about this guy. What he was doing in Memphis this season before he got hurt was remarkable. Every single night, he went out there trying. And sure, he didn't get much wins. But it's like, you could tell he left everything out on the court. That's what Desmond Bane does, man. He's one of my favorite players in the league. He's the most underrated player in the league. And, that's the end of the video. Y'all let me know, who do y'all think is the most underrated player in the league? Give me your top 5 or whatever like that. It's not going to be better than mine. But pretty much, just let me know, who do y'all think is underrated? Let me know, do you agree with my list? Did I overrate some of these guys? Or was I on point? Let me know. Peace.